counsel or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone out there, and happy Thursday to you. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Harden, and my special guests today are Mr. Dante Parker, Dr. William Flanagan, and Ms. Chelsea Chapman. Dante and Chelsea are from the city of Jonesboro, and Dr. Flanagan is from the Jonesboro High Schools. So good morning to you all.
Good morning.
All right, and so this morning we're going to be talking about the upcoming Kickball Fundraiser that will benefit the HUB here in Jonesboro, which stands for Helping Undeserved Belong. And so let's talk about where do y'all want to start with? How did this event come to be? Like, who had the idea to do kickball?
Okay, so it was a collective effort. We had a few ideas about different things that we could do as far as fundraisers for the HUB, and we wanted to do something fun. And we knew that we wanted to do it in the fall, so we wanted to get people outside and get something going. So our original idea was a flag football tournament.
Okay.
And that didn't quite pan out. And so we just went back to the drawing board, and Chelsea, Miss Emma said, what about kickball?
Okay.
And we just ran with it. And I brought it up to Dr. Flanagan and Danny Campales at Parks and Rec, and Leo at the Hispanic Resource Center, and everybody was on board, and we just made it work.
All right, so would the teams be co-ed teams?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have 6 teams from Jonesboro Public Schools
Okay.
that are competing, and some of them even practicing and stuff. It's gotta be real out there.
Oh, wow.
So we have a team from Health and Wellness, Environmental Study,
Okay.
Elementary, Visual Performing Arts Elementary, Math and Science Elementary, Microscience Society Elementary, my academy, the STEM Academy at the high school. We have a team, and then we have a team from the central office with the superintendents and all of my bosses.
So everybody is getting on board.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Jonesboro Public School affiliation, or partnership rather, concerning the HUB and this fundraiser.
Yeah, so Dante is a member of the STEM Academy Advisory Board that we have in partnerships with people in industry and business in the city to help expand opportunities for our students, and we also help them try to cultivate opportunities to keep kids in Jonesboro, so they don't want to go out and get 4-year education or 2-year education or go into the workforce. The opportunity presents itself with our partnerships. So our major project is Project Stimulate the Environment.
Okay.
And when Dante came to me with the idea with HUB serves the homeless population in our city. Well, unfortunately, we deal with a lot of students that are classified as homeless. So it was a natural, seamless fit, for us to partner up with Dante and Chelsea and the Mayor's Task Force on homelessness.
That is really awesome. Now, you said Project Stimulate the environment. Now, and this stemmed from noticing you have students?
Well, Stimulate the Environment came from trying to expand public perception on what STEM is. And STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. So when we got to JHS and when we got the job as STEM Academy principal, we had less than 200 students, and we had issues with underrepresented population, females and people of color. Mm-hmm. Now we have over 400 students.
That's amazing.
We tripled our female population, doubled our underrepresented people of color, and it's because we let them know you don't have to be a quote-unquote brainiac. STEM touches every aspect.
Yes.
What we're doing right now is STEM, because there is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics that goes into broadcasting and a radio show. And so our big partnership is with Mark Recycling. We're bringing major recycling to the Jonesboro High School campus.
That's amazing.
And would eventually like to expand it to the entirety of the district. And so this is just an arm of that, because the community is our environment. And so people who are affected by homelessness, that's the environment.
Oh my God. Oh, that's really wonderful.
So we try to go out and I just knew, we figured that this would be a great partnership as far as reaching out to the school system and Jonesboro Public Schools has been a blessing. Nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing. I mean, they have been on board for everything, and the impact that they've made just so far, just with what they've done.
Okay.
Every single participant, they have no idea how far that goes. No idea. And we do want to thank them. The city of Jonesboro wants to thank the public school system for sure. They've been amazing.
So let's talk about how this event benefits the hub. You know, not just in money, of course that's important, but I'm sure it's going to show the individuals that utilize the services that the community still cares about us and our condition. So talk about that aspect.
So Chelsea works down at the hub. We both go down there a lot. Chelsea definitely has a heart for it. And I think that definitely plays a role as far as seeing the parents and their kids come down looking for service. And we have to write out the intake forms. We have to look these kids in the eyes and write out their intake forms for their parents, you know? And so just to get that reception from the school system and to think about the fact that I have to see these kids and the school system is saying that we care about that, you know, and that it just you can't really put words to it. It's amazing.
So Dr. Flanagan, what partnership or relationship do you have with the hub when it comes to when you recognize that a student is classified as homeless? What steps do you take to try to help them or get them the services they need?
So we have an amazing counselor staff at the high school. We have 2 college and career readiness coaches, Ms. Mary Williams and Mr. Chris Cross, work individually with all kids. Then we have each academy at the high school has a guidance counselor. Mr. Charlie Gabe is in Health and Services.
Mr. Gabe.
And Ms. Rhonda Watts is in BCAL, Business Communication Arts and Law. And then my counselor, who I'm very partial to in STEM, is Ms. Kim Fortenberry. And so we get a lot of sensitive information about students. We also have Methodist Mental Health on our campus. So when we find and identify students who might be in need, then all of those people that I just mentioned go to the ends of the earth to try to connect them with resources. A kid can't learn if their basic needs aren't being met.
Amen.
And, you know, that's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I believe that is. If that's not, you're fixing Google it. But it's been a while since I've been in school. But that hierarchy of needs, if you don't know where you're going to eat, then how can you worry about what you're going to learn?
Amen. Now, do you all keep statistics or keep a record of from the beginning stage of when you encounter a child in your school to just at the end of the school year or until they have received services or they are at a different level?
We're mandated by the state to do reports on homelessness. So we have to be continuously aware. And I was, like I said, very sensitive subject. And kids in the schools don't even realize that they're going to school with kids who are homeless.
Now, is this a topic that I know that you have to get in so much curriculum on the state and, you know, federal government has mandated X amount of time per curriculum. You know, you don't have a lot of leeway, but do you see at some point in the future having those discussions, assemblies with the students to not point out the ones that are dealing with this issue, but just to have discussion about it, period?
Dr. Shannon Lewis, who is our new executive principal this year, is a big believer in educating the whole child. And so anything that could potentially negatively or positively affect a student's opportunity to grow and learn must be addressed. And it is very important that we start opening kids up to understanding that the world is bigger than just where they are. And sometimes we exist in a vacuum and we start to think that everybody is kind of in our same circumstance. And that's a very dangerous mindset to live in. Statistics say that I think 75% of the workforce is one missed paycheck away from being homeless.
Yes, sir. I know that when the topic came up of using the facility that was donated, that stirred up a lot of controversy on both sides, on both ends of the spectrum. When it came to discussing yay, nay, why not type. So that stirred up a lot of issues within, just say among the adults. Now I can't imagine what it's like for children that are dealing with this, having to go to school and put on their face, their facade that I'm okay. And I'm very grateful that you all have, therapists on site to deal with the children, the young people. Do you often recognize that some of their behavior or grades is associated with their lack of resources?
Oh my goodness. Probably need to schedule another segment for us to have that conversation.
Okay.
I absolutely don't think people really get it, what we deal with. You hear people say, just teach and they do homework and get home and sit at the table and do their homework. And sometimes I say to people, you're assuming there's a table, and then you're assuming there's a home to place said table in. That's an assumption that unfortunately is all based with a lot.
So we as a community need to start having different types of conversations and start removing the labels off of certain things, people and things, and stop making assumptions or presumptions about someone's lifestyle, home life, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, we gotta stop thinking we know the story.
Mm-hmm.
The bootstrap mentality is good, okay? But to have bootstraps to pull up is an assumption in itself.
Okay.
So if I tell you to pull up your bootstraps and go to work, I'm assuming you have a pair of boots. If you have no boots, help me somebody.
All right.
If you have no boots,
you can't pull them up.
You can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So we need to stop looking at people and thinking that we recognize why they're in that situation or they're somehow culpable for why they're homeless. There are people who make poor decisions in life, and we've all made poor decisions, and those decisions come with consequence. But we're supposed to be a humane society, and I can't imagine the life of someone who does not know where their next meal is coming from, does not know that they want to have shelter. That's difficult.
And I think the thing, when we go and we volunteer at the hub, the biggest thing that we take away from that, and I think Chelsea could agree with me, is that when you see these different people and you hear their different stories, and you see that these people, a lot of these people have worked every single day that they've been able to, and they've still ended up in a situation that they're at their most humble. Wow. And I think seeing a human at their most humble humbles you, because when you experience some things, but then somebody comes in and say, hey, this is my story, and it's like, whoa. It's humbling. It's a complete humbling experience. Wow.
So would you advise people to at least go visit the hub and, yes, if possible, volunteer? Because there's also a need for volunteers.
Yes, ma'am. We are always looking for volunteers at the hub. I would advise every citizen of Jonesboro to at least go for an hour and just experience what the homeless look like in this town. And I promise you, it would surprise a lot of people. It would surprise a lot of people.
We have a Facebook comment, and we have several people watching. I want to thank you to Sonia Hunter, Helen Scott, Christy Mathis Conway, and whoever else I can't see. But Ms. Helen Scott says, are there students who refuse HUB services and obviously need it? Dr. Fang or anyone? Do you ever have a student you come across that they need services, but they just simply refuse the services? Maybe out of pride or even, I don't know.
I can't go ahead.
When it comes to the hub, I can't say I've seen that. But when everyone I've seen come through those doors there's a reason to go.
So that's why I wanted him to answer that first, because that's a two-pronged question.
Okay.
That Ms. Scott that asked that question. So Ms. Scott, hub, by the time they get there, they're at that point where they're acknowledging they need some help.
Okay.
We're one of the links that would link them to HUB.
Okay.
Absolutely see people being prideful and refusing help that we can give them.
Okay.
Because they don't want to be identified in that regard. And and that's unfortunate, but it's also understandable.
Have you ever had a situation where you recognized a student situation and you asked for the parent or the family members, whoever is responsible for that child, to come in, and that adult, guardian, whoever they are, they refused simply out of, I don't need help, or I don't need anybody in my business, or...
Well, certainly. And I am sworn to uphold the safety of a child.
Okay.
And that trumps everything. I'm a mandatory reporter. And at any point in time where we in the schools feel like a child is in danger, we got to make steps to try to mitigate that. You would like to do it in participation with the parent or the guardian and not be adversarial.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, the decisions that we make are going to always benefit the child.
Okay. Alrighty. And so once a child is recognized, do you find in the school setting other students soon find out, or do you try your best to keep it, as discreet as possible?
That's not even trying. Discretion is mandatory.
Okay.
That goes without saying. That's not the business of anybody else outside of those that need to know. And so, there's students, like I said, they don't have a clue.
Okay.
And a part of that is because of the discretion.
That's
So they're walking around with people that they assume, are basically somewhere in the same, socioeconomic situation that they're in.
Now, I know that our city is not as big as others, but I feel that we have enough resources, and this is my outside perspective. We know that some students are homeless due to their parents putting them out, due to whatever reason. I worked at an agency that dealt with young parents, and when the child became pregnant, their parents put them out. So have you seen any situations like that? Is there anything in the works or in the talk of a facility for young people to live, like a home shelter or something just for young people that are displaced?
Let me say this, because I might have to leave.
Okay.
I got about 1,300 kids going to be coming through the cafeteria in a few minutes.
Okay.
And I need to be there for that, but I want to just point it out very clearly.
Okay.
You do not have legal authority to put a child out of your house that is not 18 years old.
Okay.
Period. There are steps that you can take to involve the juvenile system if you need help. Family in need of services petitions called FINs.
Okay.
But you don't have the right to put a child out. And we deal with situations like that all the time. And I'm not telling parents ever what they have to put up with, but there's proper procedure that goes into dealing with situations. And we try to work with parents with difficulties in dealing with their children. Because again, if a child is not safe, they're not going to learn.
That's right.
So, that's a tricky thing.
Okay. Well, we definitely appreciate your insight and input. We definitely are going to have you back for many more topics. You have so much knowledge to offer that will help educate and inform these communities. So we'll have to work on another topic.
Look forward to it. I just want to say this. Saturday, Southside softball complex.
10
It's
a.m.
going down.
10 a.m.
We're kicking folks all over the place. There's going to be a lot of Bengay and Epsom salt later on. And pull hamstrings and ACL tears. Hopefully not. We're going to have a lot of paramedics. We're going to come out there and see the people that educate your children, have some fun. Come join us and support a great cause. And next year we want to make it big and better. And I thank Dante and Chelsea for allowing us to be involved here. And I thank you, Ms. Harden, for having me. And I'm going to go now.
Well, thank you, Dr. Flanagan, for stopping by. we're definitely going to have Dr. Flanagan come back on. And that leads us right up into our break. So that's really perfect timing. So when we come back from our break, we're going to continue our conversation with Dante and Chelsea concerning the needs of the hub, especially volunteers, and then what services the hub actually offers so that people will know and not just think, oh, it's just a place for people that are homeless to go. And I don't think people really know what goes on at the hub. So we're definitely going to shed some light on that. So you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Men, are you putting unfair expectations on your wife? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. When our expectations for our wives become unreasonable, we're really setting our marriages up to falter and perhaps even fail. Here are some unfair expectations husbands should avoid. First, that she always needs you to fix it. Just because Susan tells me about a challenge, she wants me to fix it. She usually knows how to fix something and just wants me to listen to her. Second, you should not just expect that your wife knows you love her. I tell Susan I love you every night before we go to bed. So tell her you love her and tell her often. For more unfair expectations, visit my blog at markmerrill.com. Remember, your family first.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
The key to making this station even better could be parked in your driveway right now. Donate your old car to us, you'll get a tax deduction, and we'll tow it away for free.
Go to klekfm.org for more information. Support for KLEK is brought to you by
Fullness of Joy Ministries, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, under the direction of Bishop Adrian Rogers and co-pastor Susan Rogers. www.fjministries.org.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Quabila Hardin, and now I have with me Mr. Dante and Ms. Chelsea, and we're going to continue our conversation concerning the hub. Let's start out talking about the hub services and, how it came, how the center, how it came to be. Go ahead.
The hub came to be about 2 years ago. The mayor put together a task force, and they worked up until the point to where they got some space donated to them in First Baptist Church located on 711 Union. They were then appointed Miss Emma Agnew as their liaison, and they just did some work and basically got it up and running. The hub is actually a resource center.
Okay.
Where you're actually supposed to come and get outsourced, but it's actually grown into much more than that.
Okay.
Like Dante said, I was volunteering every Tuesday and Thursday when they were open and operating. Those were their operating hours a while back. They just recently opened up for 3 days a week, however, now Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? Yeah. So we would come down there, and they would literally come down there. You can have snacks, coffee, water. You get counseling. You sometimes people would just come in to just hang out, see a friendly face, talk about what they've been going through. And then you've got people like Sherry Pierce, who's just absolutely amazing, and they go, Missy Threadgill, go above and beyond. Gwen Hughes, yes, they go above and beyond what you could even expect or imagine. They come out of pocket themselves, and then also the city has done, I would think, an amazing job. They've gifted us with bus passes, and you know, the mayor comes and he's always very active and always voices how passionate he is about the homeless population.
I think it's been open since April, and it's just been a great thing for this town. I think that since April we've had over 300 applicants that's come through the doors, and that they've been able to help, and people have gotten jobs, people have gotten apartments. Yeah, people have gotten on the road to a much better future, and it's been amazing.
I think one of my favorite stories is there was a young lady who, she was traveling and their car broke down in Jonesboro.
Okay.
And she had been here for about 6 months, and her kids were back at home. And the hub actually got her a ticket to get back home to her kids. That was one of my most favorite stories, because she was one of the people that came in and I did her intake. And she was just crying, and she was just very, very appreciative that we got her back to her babies.
Now, I do want to ask this question. And this story came to mind. There was, a few months back, there was a couple that I saw them sitting on the corner, where Kroger is, and they had some dogs with them, and somebody posted a picture of them on Facebook, you know, making comments, and you know, okay, since we have these services, then who's helping them? So when you see someone in that situation, does the volunteers or workers of the hub go out and they see someone in a situation, do they offer assistance, or is it just the people come to you?
What I've started to do now is, because I'm the type of person where I would like to give money to people that I see, you know, on the sides that have their signs and they're asking for help. I used to give them money, but now I feel like to help them be sustained and more sustainable, I now give them brochures to the hub. Okay. You need to go to the hub. The hub can be able to help you. They'll resource you out. They'll get you in the proper connections with people who you need to talk to.
Okay.
So I would think that the people, because that was something that we talked about in one of our trainings, is how to make sure that we're being a benefit to these people in the long run.
Okay.
You know, and so giving them that information and telling them that there is a way that you can get help instead of something that's temporary, that they may just go and buy a sandwich. But if they come to the hub, they can find out where they can get a sandwich Monday through Sunday.
Okay.
You know, so just something that helps them continuously stay benefited.
Right. So if anyone out there listening has any questions or comments, you can give us a call at 870-277-1080 or drop us a message on our Facebook live stream. I do appreciate everyone that's out there listening and watching, and I hope that you are, you know, taking notes about the services, what the hub has to offer, and they are up and running and, you know, ready to serve people, and have served quite a few people so far. If you would like to learn a little bit more about the hub, go to jonesboro.org, and in the search box you can just type in hub services or hub, and it will take you to a page that gives you an introduction about the hub, and it gives you phone numbers, their hours of operation, and it tells you what they help with. On this list it says birth certificates and IDs, and it also gives you the times that someone is available to help you with these different things. Job readiness and veteran services, mental health counseling services, Affordable Care Act enrollment, and right now aren't we going through the open enrollment period? Isn't it an open enrollment period for health insurance? So this will be the perfect time to go and speak with someone at the hub if you're unsure about what insurance plan to enroll in. Job and career readiness classes, and financial literacy and budgeting, and that one is as scheduled, as well as the job and career readiness classes. So you all offer a lot of services. It's not just, okay, here's a brochure or here's some paperwork. Let's talk about what you are going through. Let's talk about what you need and come up with a real detailed assessment, and then start taking steps. Put a plan into action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and most of the volunteers will tell you that the people that we help, they come down there for the most part, the overwhelmingly most part. They come down there and they're serious. They want to get out of their situation, so they will do what it takes. And if you ask them, hey, we need this, they will have it. They will produce it because they want to sustain. They want to sustain themselves. And I think people have this perception that a lot of people have been in those situations and it's kind of like they want to be there, but that's not true. And I think that working down at the hub, people will see that that's not true. People want to get out of that. And a lot of times circumstances can hinder them, so.
I've seen many stories, and again, going back to Facebook, it seems like that's kind of a go-to place for news and stories, but I have seen stories on Facebook where someone that took the time to talk to someone that's homeless, the homeless person stated, I simply lost a business. Or there was one where a guy talked to a group of ladies. One lady suffered from a mental illness, and because it wasn't other people can be insensitive when it comes to mental illness. And so because other people didn't deem her as really needing help, she suffered, and she got to a point where she wasn't able to go to work. And so no work, no pay. Eventually she lost her home and everything. So it's not that she's not capable and desiring to work, it's just she needed some help at the time and no one was able to help her. But now she's on a track to getting the mental care she needs, and then hopefully getting back on her feet. Another lady invested a good part of her savings into a business. The business did not grow as she had projected, and so unfortunately, so it's stories like that. Like you say, many of us are one paycheck away, one missed rent payment from being evicted, and then it's like, do we have a contingency plan? Not many of us. Exactly. Not many of us do.
I think working down there, like I've seen, the biggest thing that affects me, I guess, is both of my parents are veterans. My dad was in the Air Force and my mom was in the Army.
Oh, wow.
And to see a veteran come down there and to need resources, and I just think about, like, what if this was my mom coming down there? What if this was my dad coming down there? That just, it's all circumstances, and it's just, it's one of those things that it's a like Dr. Flanagan said, it's a sensitive subject, and we all can agree with that. It is a sensitive subject, and I think that the circumstances that go into, someone being in that situation makes it sensitive, because there's a lot of different things, there's a lot of different factors that go into that. And so at the hub, I think that we're unique because we can tie these people into different resources that's unique to their circumstance.
Yeah.
So if a woman comes down and she, if she was a battered woman, she suffered from domestic violence, we have organizations that we can get you resources, So I think that's what makes the hub great, is that we can get, no matter the circumstance, if you tell us your story, we can most likely help you. We can most likely get you the resources that you need.
Yes, I have seen the hub put people in Salvation Army. They've put people in Stepping Stones in Newport. They've just basically put people in shelters. They pay for nights for people to stay in hotels. They just do some amazing work.
And the people there are just amazing. I know we brought up a few people. Mr. Donnie Moore,
yes,
he's amazing. Mr. Chuck Kirkendall, he's amazing. It's Miss Lachey Robinson. It's been great. It's been great working with these people and just seeing how invested they get.
Yeah.
To see how invested and how much they really care about, not just the homeless population, but the people of Jonesboro, the city in general. So it's an eye-opening experience. It's definitely a humbling experience, and I'm glad I've been able to be a part of it. The way that I've been able to. And I'm pretty sure Chelsea can say the same.
Absolutely.
Chelsea, she definitely has a heart for it. They all ask for Chelsea to come down and volunteer all the time. She's the lead volunteer.
All right. Way to go, Chelsea. And I would like to, throw this out that those that give money, of course, the money is highly appreciated.
Yes.
But go down and see the people that you are helping. I'm gonna say it that way. Go down and see the facility. Go down and get a feel of everything that goes on. It's easy to write a check. It's easy to make a donation, but actually go and see and make a connection. I think it would have much more of an impact instead of I'm just writing this check and oh well. Of course, money is appreciated. I'm not saying that it's not. However, I feel that everyone who makes a charitable contribution should have a connection.
Yes.
And I think about it this way, like the public school system. They, like Dr. Flanagan said, the teams are made of all faculty members.
Okay.
And these are all people who see kids who require services. Some of these kids will come in and require services from the hub, and they'll see and know that. So on top of them being in class with these kids and being there with them, they donated money as well. They came out and they supported this fundraiser. So the public and these teachers, these faculty members can get together and say, not only are we going to invest time with these kids, but also money. Why can't the average Jonesboro citizen say, okay, other than not just money, I want to invest time as well. I want to invest something meaningful, something that's going to change these people's lives.
That's amazing. So are there any other events that are fundraiser or events, say fellowship, networking events that help to connect the community with the hub?
Nettleton's East Lab is doing a 5K fundraiser for the hub as well.
That's coming up. At the kickball tournament, we will have a table, some information. So if people want to come out, they want to actually sign up to be a volunteer or even talk to somebody about being a volunteer, we will have sign up, we'll have information about that process and what it takes and stuff like that.
And again, the softball tournament is Saturday.
Kickball tournament. Saturday at 10 a.m.
I'm sorry, I talked about softball yesterday. Kickball tournament is Saturday.
Saturday at 10 a.m. This Saturday, October 21st at 10 a.m. at Southside Softball Complex. It is $3 per person, but every single penny goes to the hub.
And then 12 and under are free.
12 and under are free. Mm-hmm. Okay. So come out, cheer on your favorite team, wear colors to support, whatever school. Maybe your child goes to one of the schools that has a team that's playing. Mm-hmm. So come out and support these professionals, these educators that take care of your kids every day, and just come show your support for them. It takes a lot of courage, energy, physicality to get out there and play kickball. So it's going to be the traditional big red ball kickball.
And we have, just again, for the schools, we have math and science, health, wellness, and environmental studies.
It's my baby school.
We have VPA, Visual and Performing Arts, Central Office, the Jonesboro Public Schools Central Office, the STEM Academy, Micro Society is the last school. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
I can imagine it's going to be a lot of competitiveness on the field that day.
I'm kind of scared of Dr. Flanagan. We're going to have to watch him. He talking about we're going to be kicking folks everywhere.
Stimulators.
Oh, okay. So I just want to thank you all for all the hard work that you all put into each and every event and activity that you plan. You all are, I say behind the scenes, but you do so much that people just don't realize. You make a lot of phone calls and a lot of emails. You spend time in meetings. You are out there making those connections to connect other people and network. You do so much. So thank you all for all the work that you do for the city of Jonesboro. We know that at some point your program will end and you will have to leave us, and we don't want you to. So how much longer, I know we talk about this all the time, how much longer do you have in your program?
We have until March.
Until March. So will you renew or just do something else?
I'm thinking about renewing. I actually liked doing a service year through AmeriCorps Vista because it brought a lot of things into perspective for me. I used to do a lot of work for the money, Okay. And being a volunteer in service to America, we get paid a living allowance, like a stipend. Okay. So I'm literally doing what I'm doing because I'm passionate about doing it. I'm not doing it for the money like I'm used to doing. Okay. And that itself is just invigorating. It speaks a lot of volumes to me for myself. So I would love to do another service year. I would love to be able to do like a part 2 to everything we did on the first year and just make it super big. But
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll just stay tuned. But Dante has a different offer, so he's actually going to be, so he won't have the opportunity to come back around, do another rotation. So you're going to be moving on to law school.
I will be. Right. So after my contract, I will be leaving. I enjoyed it though. I think that I will say that this experience and being here in Jonesboro and just meeting everybody, you know, just this experience, this town will always be with me. I'm not from here, but the people I've met will always have a special place in my heart. Yeah. And I just, it's helped me, like Chelsea said, we're not working for the money because we can't, you know, so it's helped me, it's helped direct my path. It's helped show me what it is I truly want in life. And I think the same thing is for Chelsea. It's helped just really expose our futures to us. You know? So it's been a great experience. I would never take it back if I loved it.
And that's what we need, more people like you all. And I know there are a lot of people here in Jonesboro. I want to give a shout out to Miss Lachey who just checked in. Say good morning.
Ooh, hey, Miss Lachey.
And people like Lachey and others. It's too many to name. I apologize.
Miss Lachey is a volunteer down at the Hub.
Yes, she is.
So we want to thank her for her dedicated service. There are so many people in Jonesboro that give up their time. They give up their time. They give their money, but most importantly, they give their time and their energy to help other citizens of this community that are underrepresented, underprivileged. They see a need and they try to fill it. And so we want to thank every citizen of Jonesboro who gives whatever you give. It doesn't go unnoticed. It may not go, you know, it may not be publicized all the time. And some people prefer it that way. They prefer to do what they do behind the scenes, and that's okay.
The Hub has been supportive. This city has definitely done a good job of supporting the Hub, and I do want to appreciate. I want to thank the city of Jonesboro. The Hub has been supportive, and we want to do more. You know, we want to be as tied into the city as possible. So we do want to thank the city of Jonesboro for being so receptive and so supportive, for sure.
And can you, we're going to get ready for break, so we're going to save that question when we come back. When we come back for our wrap-up session, I want you to define, you know, what homelessness is and then what near homelessness is. And, you know, some people have a lot of misconceptions about homes. So when we come back from our break, we're going to wrap up our segment and, you know, kind of define some of those things people may have misconceptions about. So you're tuned into Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We will be back after these announcements. You can leave us a message on our Facebook live stream or give us a call at 870-277-1080.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. You want to help that family member in need, but you don't exactly have money to just give away. Here are tips from Black Enterprise to help you decide whether to make that loan or hold on to your money. Don't be an enabler. If your relative is unwilling to talk about living beyond their means and does not seem genuinely interested in creating a spending plan, you are enabling them. You should also never tap into money earmarked for retirement and education savings. Who else would be affected by the loan? Make sure you discuss this decision with your family and other dependents before you make the loan so that you can make the choice together. What impacts you impacts them. Also, Get real about the fact that if you give a relative, or anyone else for that matter, money, you are unlikely to get it back. Think of it as a gift and talk to your accountant about the IRS codes for gift giving. And if you can't afford the gift, you can't afford the loan. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Danny Ford, owner of Glen Saint Motors in Paragould, strongly believes in the values of family and hard work with a commitment to the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces who keep America free, providing sales and servicing of Chevys, GMCs, Buicks, and Cadillacs, located at 6345 Highway 49 in Paragould. 870-565-4358. Details at glensaintparagould.com and at klekfm.org. God bless our troops.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
Arkansas Early Learning is accepting applications right now for childcare. We have locations all across Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org. That's arearlylearning.org. Right here in the community at no cost. Arkansas Early Learning offering kids a head start.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. So before we went to break, I asked Chelsea and Dante if we could please define what homelessness and homeless and near homeless is, so that people have a better understanding of those terms, and then how the hub helps individuals in those situations.
Well, homeless means that you are living in a car, an abandoned building, up under a bridge, or somewhere that should not be inhabited.
Okay.
Near homeless is you're couch surfing, you're staying, you don't have a stable residence,
okay,
but you have a residence.
Yeah. So you don't have any place with your name on it.
Correct.
Yeah. Basically, okay.
You don't have a lease.
A lease.
Yeah.
Or a mortgage or
yeah.
So.
Okay. Now, what about people who are, this is crazy, people who are in relationships and one other person is not on the lease? Would they be considered?
Well, they would technically not be considered, because if you get mail sent to that address, or if you've been inhabiting that address for over 30 days, it's your residence.
Okay. So people who basically don't get mail at any one particular place because it's not quote unquote theirs.
Yeah, it's not stable.
All right, so people that are in near homeless situations, I know we have talked a lot about the services that the hub offers, so for those who may be tuning in late or have missed something, can you recap the services that the hub has to offer?
So the hub is a resource center. They provide help with acquiring birth certificates, IDs, and things like that. But as far as major assistance, its job is to provide the organizations, basically the link between the person and the organization that they need. Okay. So if a person came in and their lights are cut off, okay, let's call a few let's plug you into a few organizations that could get you what you need. So we would call CRDC, we would talk to somebody need an immediate place to stay, we would talk to Salvation Army and stuff like that. Now the hub will provide, if it's an emergency housing situation, the hub can provide like a stay, 1 night stay or 2 night stay. But the idea, is to
help them be sustained,
Yeah.
help
Yes.
them get to the next
Okay.
level and stay out of homelessness.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with the job and career readiness classes and job readiness services, is this particularly, is this where you maybe help assess people's skills and see where they are, and or what type of job would be a good fit for them, or is it basically just getting applications filled out, or and helping them just get a job, just to get some employment?
So when people come in, usually they fill like an intake form.
Okay.
And when they fill it out, they'll ask whatever they need. So if they need something like a job, usually we'll have a conversation with them about their work history.
Okay.
And we'll kind of have a conversation. We try to talk to them to get to know them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, as a resource center, we have these different companies that will let us know. We have people, volunteers that go out and find jobs, and we have them on these boards, and we have these open jobs. And so based on the conversations that we have with these people and how we talk to them, and when they go into these classes, we go off of that. So it's always a mutual thing. If they're looking for a job just to get a job, they'll say that. They usually will say that up front.
Yeah.
If they're not looking for that, if they want something that's going to be sustainable, they say, hey, I want to work this job for a few years, but I want it to be something that, usually they will take, what they can get most of the time.
And the people who come down to the hub to receive help, they're really open with us, because I believe that they identify that we're people who actually do want to help. They know that everyone that comes through is a volunteer. I've had people tell me their life stories, things that you wouldn't think that the average person would open up to someone who could be who's a complete and total stranger to them about. So they are very appreciative. They do identify with us with that. And also with the classes that are being offered, we were given a grant where we are placing 8 individuals, and some of them have families, but 8 individuals are being placed in properties throughout the city, and they'll be taking classes to learn how to sustain those homes and to be able to stay in those homes.
Wow, that's absolutely wonderful. So the hub offers a lot of services. So again, we just want to advise everyone to go down. Now, give us the address again to the location of the hub.
The location is 711 Union. It's in First Baptist Church Christian Activity Center.
So if you're going down Union, is it on the left? Because First Baptist takes up almost a whole block by itself. So
it is
what
on
side of the
the
street?
right hand side.
Okay.
Right
So
under the bridge.
right under the walk. Okay. And the phone number there is 870-333-5731. You can also find this information on jonesboro.org, or you can find the hub Jonesboro on Facebook. And if you click on the About tab, you will see a link that'll take you to the City of Jonesboro's website. So there's information available on Facebook and the City of Jonesboro. There's a video of the grand opening. There's all kinds of articles and other information. So please go and check that out. Go see what the citizens of Jonesboro have been doing to really help this service out. I'm very grateful that it's here, and I pray that everyone that needs the help gets the help. So
also they're going to be compiling some stories together to put out for so a lot of people can see what it is that the hub has been doing. Some success stories and just stories about people that we've helped that are now helping themselves. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
And I think that's the best part, is knowing that you helped somebody help themselves.
Yes.
You didn't just hand them something, but you handed them tools. You gave them the tools to succeed. And I think that goes further than any dollar that you can hand out to a person.
Absolutely.
So you gave them a hand up, not a handout.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of people want. Some people don't realize that dignity is lost. When you become homeless, you lose your dignity, you lose your sense of self, you lose a lot. And so you're dealing with not just the physical aspect of being homeless, but the emotional, mental aspect of the psychological aspect of being homeless. And some people see homeless people as crazy or addicts or whatever. Well, that may be now, it may be a coping mechanism because we don't know how long they've been in that situation, because no one has bothered to help them. But So instead of just turning your back on them, maybe try to have a conversation with them or lead someone to have a conversation with them.
If the average person, average citizen of Jonesboro went down to that hub and stayed down there for 2 hours and talked to 5 people, they would be surprised.
Wow.
Because there are people who, I mean, their stories are just, they can be so similar to yours that you're just like, wow. You know, it's
amazing.
Yeah.
So if you would like more information, again, go to Facebook, type in the Hub-Jonesboro, or go to jonesboro.org, which is the City of Jonesboro's website, and type in HUB services in the search box. Would you all please give your phone number to your office, so if anyone has any more questions or comments, just want to help out, how can they get in touch with you all?
So you can contact me, Dante Barker, at 870-336-7160.
And my number to my office is 870-336-7161.
Alrighty. So as always, it is a pleasure to have you all here. I love your young energy and your passion, and I just can't thank you enough for the work that you do for the City of Jonesboro. So
thank you.
We thank you so much. And so if you would like to do some of the same work that they're doing under the Miracle Vista program, reach out to them, and I'm sure they can guide you to the right place to get your application in. There's a lot of benefits that come along with being under the Miracle Vista program. So yes, you're working for a stipend. However, you receive some other benefits on the back end. So
yes.
It's all worth it in the long run.
For sure.
So we thank you all for coming, and thank you all for tuning in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Don't forget, join us tomorrow, Friday morning at 9 a.m. We'll do it all over again. Have a very blessed day.